You know, the
We're questing for it.
what is up? We're here with Stride.
What is up?
I hate
What is up,
technology.
guys?
Make
What's
sure to
going
like, comment,
on?
subscribe, and ring that bell. Here we go.
Woo! Hi everybody. My name's Emma. I'm the GM for Greatest Guardians Gaming Network. We're here with Stride and Strike, and we are having technical issues, but we're here now. Thank you for being here with us. I have a warm-up question for all of you, if you are so obliged. Also, as we are having technical difficulties, I should say normally my face is on the top, which I think is sometimes easier for people to track as a GM. Like if the GM's closer up to the top, but just keep in mind I'm now at the bottom of the screen. So if you're like, yeah, who's talking? We've totally switched things around because of video stuff. But I have also Dan is not joining us today. Again, he'll hopefully be here around next week, or the 2 weeks from now. But here we go. We are gonna start with a warm-up question, and I would like to know what would you how does your character handle stress?
These are deeply personal questions.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping for the trail mix question.
You know what? We can do the
I
trail
was
mix
prepared for
question
that
too.
one.
I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah. How does your? Here you go. You can either answer one or the other or both.
We should tell the viewers what the trail mix question
The
is.
trail mix question is: how does your character eat trail mix? Do they take out all the M&Ms and eat the M&Ms alone? Do they eat only the nuts like a monster? Do they eat them mixed together? What do they do? I guess I can start. Arleth, she takes out all of the different components of the trail mix and matches them together. And then she takes one of each, puts them together, and then eats a handful with one of each in it. Because that flavor balance. And also how she handles stress, I think she pushes through it without addressing it.
So Namir, because doing so any other way is bizarre. He eats it with a small handful at a time, but he does like the almonds more than any other part of the trail mix.
Naturally.
And when he gets stressed, he really just shoves it down, and he gets kind of quiet and distant. And he gets a little irritable. And that is more irritable than normal, which is saying something.
So for Agnes, I think when you see Agnes eating trail mix, it would appear that the trail mix is being eaten in a normal fashion. But by the time that the bag is close to finish, you'd look at the bottom and just find a bunch of raisins because they're objectively the worst part of the trail mix. And like they might just get like discarded or uneaten. I'm sure like a handful would be eaten in the
That's the
process of
hottest take I've
consuming the
heard
bag.
all day.
And then I think when it comes to handling stress, Agnes would fail to take any responsibility for her own actions and choose to blame others.
So glad we have you at our party.
Well, to balance that out, Mrs. Sprout would pick out the M&Ms because they're brightly colored and pretty, and decorate herself with them. But she would not eat any of the trail mix because she only consumes sunlight in her current form. But she remembers fondly the experience of eating trail mix. And Mrs. Sprout, when she's when she's stressed, really relies on the people around her to be able to vent her stress to them.
Healthy.
Totally trusted.
Bloodhound is an expert tracker and hunter. So they go after their trail mechs appropriately. They'll shove their hand down in the bag, but only somehow picking out the M&Ms. Because they're the sweetest part of the whole thing. And once all the M&Ms are gone, then they'll just eat it normally, handful after handful. As for stress, stress is for the weak-willed.
Bloodhound does not strike me as a sweets guy.
You'd be surprised.
Is he like? Are they like baking cookies and stuff on the weekends? Are they in their plague mask?
yeah, exactly. Inside the plague mask is actually just a bunch of cookies.
Oh, sweet.
Store.
Just stick your tongue out to the right and grab the right cookie.
You're showing like a kiss the cook apron.
Bow in one hand, spatula in the other.
Cookies are stored in the mask.
You got to be able to cook what you kill.
Taco chip hides the smell of death.
Oh gosh.
Okay, well, last time we ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, huh?
Sure. Tell me what happened.
That requires me to remember last time, but yes.
It's been a while.
Let's get some music going.
Oh, I love me some music. Let's go.
Oh, there was tapirs. I was like giant, not elephants.
Yeah, we trapped them and converted them to the herd.
Oh, but one of them wasn't.
Then our
Oh, the traps. The traps weren't our traps.
Caltrops weren't our traps anymore.
Yeah. Wipa came
Yep,
up
that's
to you.
the-
Wipa was like, "Excuse me, I have a slight concern. May I see the traps that you set?" And you hand over the traps, and she gets a strange look on her face and says, These traps are not made from the same materials that we used. Someone else made these traps. Someone else was near the tapir grove. Someone else is around our following. I don't recognize this construction of traps. They aren't made like a broken tusk would make them.
Mrs. Sprout instantly feels like this is an accusation that one of these other people on this adventure are like being deceitful and lying
Hold
about
on.
who they are.
Just as clarification, are we saying that we found additional traps to the one that we laid down? Or that the traps that we had made at the instruction of, what's their name? Can't remember, are not the correct traps?
So, it seems as if there are additional traps that were kind of, what's the word? Assumedly, presumptively, words, yes, potentially picked up in the same area without you all realizing that maybe the traps were there beforehand. So theoretically, someone was there before you. They laid certain traps. Maybe they picked up most of their traps, but didn't pick up some of the pieces, missed a couple of the pieces. You lay your traps down in the same location. And then when you pick up your traps after, you accidentally pick up some of the caltrops that belonged to someone else.
I stand by what I said about Mrs. Sprout. She thinks that this is someone else in the group, like not belonging to Broken Tusk. They're not from here, and they're pretending to fit in.
Well, Matthew Sprouty, you weren't here to start with either. If I recall, you were wandering off in the forest before you joined up.
This is concerning. I wonder if someone else was trying to take the tapirs, but that begs the question, who was it and why are they here? What are they doing around our following? Do you really
We
think
don't
it's
even
one of us,
know
Mrs.
people.
Sprout? I'm sorry, Agnes. I did not mean to cut you off. I apologize.
I did not mean to cut you off either. I just said we don't even know how old these are. They could have been here for centuries, for all we know.
Wipa jumps in.
Maybe that's an exaggeration.
That is a good suggestion, Agnes. But these thorns that were used in the creation of these caltrops, they seem somewhat too fresh to be that old.
Where was that Pocono fellow?
Hakano. I'm sure he's gallivanting off somewhere in the woods. I'm not sure. I love how the music got super intense when we mentioned Bakano of all people.
We're just renaming the campaign The Curse of Pocono.
Yeah. Every episode from here on out is going to have Bakano in it. Oh. Well, what do we all want to do?
Master Wipa, you have to forgive me. As you know, I'm fairly new to the following. Is it not possible that the other group, the one that we fragmented from, still is trying to lay claim to this land?
The other group. Do you refer to... She kind of whispers. The Burning Mammoth? Do you refer to the Burning Mammoth? Do you think that they might be here? On our land?
Well, Master, there are some things that have not been explained in the area. The fires to the north, and now this, and it strikes me as they're perhaps the most likely culprit.
I must admit, my morning readings have been quite strange. Lots of danger in the cards.
Would you all be willing to investigate the site again? Nothing too taxing, I hope. Just a look around would be nice, if you don't mind. And she, grabs her, not grabs, she supports her pregnant belly. And she says, I would go with you if I could, but I fear I'm only days away from having my baby.
I could use the air.
Are we all
Mrs.
saying-
Sprout is very confused about Nimir's statement of "I could use the air." She's like,
But we're standing outside.
"Sonny, we're always in the air."
It's a figure of speech. Yes, I would love to go and investigate, and I assume you all would like to join. I hate to speak for us all.
I suppose at
Bloodhound.
least one competent person should make the trip.
Is that you, Agnes? I suppose all of us are. Bloodhound, what do you think?
Bloodhound's too busy eating a cookie from their mask.
Yes! It's canon! Bloodhound, could I please have one later? I would very much appreciate that. I haven't had a baked cookie.
Crumbs falling out of the side of the mask.
How did you make it? Did you put it atop the campfire last night? What piece of metal did you put it atop, or I should stop.
I honestly don't know how you would make cookies out in the wild. I can't even think of a good
Yeah, I don't know.
how.
Like, would you? Okay, this is not right now's problem. Okay, yeah. Arlith is totally in to go investigate.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, the group pretty quickly is able to follow the same path that IMEC took you on yesterday. Or not yesterday, it's actually probably around, like, early afternoon, like 1 p.m. maybe. The sun is high in the sky, but just starting to crest over the highest point in the sky. And you follow the same trail that IMEC led you on back to the Taper Grove. When you arrive, you are able to give me a survival check, a perception check, a crafting check, whatever you feel would be best. If you have a profession check that might work, feel free to use that.
Why is my perception button grayed out?
I don't know.
Are you like blinded from something, or knocked out?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's
weren't you-
no active encounter. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to hit the initiative button, not the perception button. Derp.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh.
Bloodhound. You look around, and immediately you see that there are a few more caltrops that are kind of hiding in the edges of the bushes where I'm pinging. Oh, I need to get you all on the map. All right, we've got Agnes, we've got
That's
Arlen,
me.
we've got Bloodhound, we've got
And suddenly there was light.
this is Sprout, and we've got Amir. So about where I'm pinging right now. Bloodhound, you find a few extra caltrops that seem to be just kind of maybe left behind from something, someone else, somewhere, some other group that came by, that do match the caltrops that Wipa was concerned about.
Okay, let's are they active?
They do look like they could do some harm. Yes.
Okay. Can I take 10 minutes to carefully disarm them
Yes.
without having to roll anything? Okay.
As you're doing so, let's see. You also spot.
Also, question.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
How did we not trigger them during the initial encounter? Because I went straight through these trees.
That's true.
You've had one on your foot the whole time. You just didn't notice.
Maybe-
Good luck.
Yeah, maybe it was just luck. Potentially you. Like, maybe it was one or two that were scattered to the side. But it doesn't seem like there was a large concentration of them. There are just kind of a few more. So you probably just missed them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And as you look through the bushes, you find yourself spotting a trail of footprints. And they lead along the edges of the trees. So, where you can see my mouse moving, hopefully, they move up this way. What did we draw on the board?
We drew a lot of things, but
It was a
there's-
combination face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I got rid of my stuff.
I don't know how to delete it.
Hover, click the pencil, and then in the right column, hit the like the little full screen border sort of
Select
thing.
drawings and
Yep,
then delete.
there
I
you go.
see,
Yeah,
I see.
you're good.
Amazing. Very good.
All right.
All this graffiti and vandalism.
Bloodhound's gonna whistle to the rest of the group. I would whistle, but I actually don't know how to whistle. Thank you.
Got you. That's what I'm here for.
We have found extra caltrops with also footprints.
You found footprints. May I look? Arleth
course.
kneels down, and she takes out her bow, and just kind of readies it. Almost, she's just like, "We should be cautious." I'm also gonna
Can I
Go ahead.
can I roll nature?
Never.
Or just to see how old the footprints are?
Give me a sec. Or go ahead and do that.
Quite the flying cat announcement, Jordan.
I know. It's only a matter of time before the yelling starts.
All right, 18 of nature. They seem like definitely less than a full day fresh.
They look at Arleth. They've been here recently.
Less than a full day fresh.
Less than a
So are the
full day
cookies.
It's a magic plague mask. The cookies just happen, all right? That's what I'm going with.
Is that a
Like an
weird way
easy
to?
bake
That's a
oven in
weird.
your face.
That's a weird way to say that, right? I don't know how else to say it. They're less than a full day fresh.
Cold?
Oh, okay.
I wonder if they were here before we arrived, and upon our approach, they fled.
Yes, I believe they're less than a full day fresh. I'm sorry.
I guess you could say that they're less than a full day fresh.
Have you ever baked cookies that are less than a full day fresh?
What the hell does that mean?
Aye.
Look, you don't have to be sensitive about using the word old around me.
While the hijinks are happening, Namir is kind of wandering.
Arleth will follow. Yeah, she's got her bow ready, and she's just following as you go.
Yeah, Bloodhound's specifically following the footprints.
Dora.
Your initial tracing ended here. Where are the footprints going now?
All right, so they lead again. All right, I'm gonna use our draw line feature.
Oh yeah.
The footprints again trace into a small little clearing area about right here.
Wow,
Wait, what's funny?
The drawing.
The drawing is a little. It just spirals out of control.
Oh.
What's funny is that I think on your screen you saw the line as you were drawing it.
Yeah, it didn't
On
show up
our
until after
screen,
you
until you
unclicked.
unclicked, there was no
Oh.
drawing.
So right now it just looks like a ball of yarn. In which case Namir is extra attentive.
I was gonna say I'm. You kind of look over at me, and for some reason I'm kind of wistful. I'm not sure why, but something is calling to me from home in a secret cabinet.
Is something wrong, my prince?
No, I actually, you can't see it, but I'm blushing. Forgive me. I was reminded of something back home. I'm here. No worries. Let's continue.
I often have that problem.
Oh no, not at all. I think something came over me.
Can't tell if you're yearning or yarning.
Or yarning.
So, shall somebody go into this this clearing here?
Oh, Bloodhound's already in there.
All right, I would like a
have a
perception check from everybody.
Can I have a question about the kinds of traps that we found? Are they the kind that like you would leave and then return to later? Or like does the kind of traps that we set tend to be only useful if you're actively present for them to go off?
They are the kind of traps that you can leave and return to later. They're basically like little spikes that stick in the ground. So anything that you throw, then anything that steps on them, specifically if you're hunting animals, is going to be slowed down considerably. So you can like throw a bunch of caltrops down, something's going to step on it, get stuck with a barb, and then they're not going to be able to run away from you as quickly. So it could go either way.
Okay, well, we're probably too late, but I have a plan.
Okay. Perception. Spoiler alert, this is initiative.
Oh no.
Oh, then I get an extra.
Spoiler
skill on
alert.
it.
What just happened?
So instead of a 21, I got a 23.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I did roll a 21. I like rolled this one. I rolled a 16, right? But then one of your virtual dice
I
hit
hit
my
you.
virtual dice and it knocked it over, and I was like, this better not change into an 11.
Right.
Gonna have a fight.
Oh, nat
Oh.
20 for Arlet.
I'm glad that's for Arlith and not for the enemy.
$19. Woo.
Oh no.
Agnes, where are you at?
I'm like in the middle of Sprouty and Bloodhound.
Cool. What was your initiative?
21.
21. Bloodhound, what was your initiative?
23.
23. Sprout.
Jordan, when she said where you at, she meant what number did you roll?
I was like, I'm right there. I know you're talking about.
17 for me.
Namir,
I got an 11.
what was it?
I'm 11.
11.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We're in initiative. So, here's what happens. Arlith is pretty far back, but she will take an action to point out. She's going to shout, pointing her finger. Bloodhound, Namir, be careful. There are 2 hunters in the trees. And then she takes one action with her. She's got her bow out. She takes one action to move. She's gonna move 15 feet forward as her stride, and then as a. I think she's gonna attempt to intimidate them. Let's see. Alright, I think this is demoralize, so what I'm gonna need to do...
She's gonna take away their morals.
Oh yeah. With a sudden shout, a well-timed taunt, or a cutting put-down, you can shake an enemy's resolve. Choose a creature within 30 feet of you that you're aware of. Attempt an intimidation check. Alright, so am I within 30 feet? Probably not. Almost. I think she could be within 30 feet, so... Yeah, she's gonna move up to... It's 20... That's 25. I think I'm within 30 feet now. Yes. All right. And she's going to say, "Hunters, stand down." And I'm going to roll an intimidation check. With a +0 bonus. Oh! What the
What?
Okay, nat 20. So, let's see. Critical success. The target becomes frightened too.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right. Frightened, frightened, frightened.
Squeaky girl, go away.
Yeah, the mammoth. Gosh, what does frightened do? Let's look it up. I'm like playing a game with myself here. I apologize.
Oh, it's all good.
Arlith always crits. That's what Arlith does.
You are gripped by fear and struggle to control your nerves. The frightened condition always includes a value. You take a status penalty equal to this value to all your checks and DCs. Unless specified otherwise, at the end of each of your turns, the value of your frightened condition decreases by 1. Alright, so this hunter being slightly frightened is going to 5 stride through the trees a little bit. It's its first action. It's going to stride to there. As a second action, it's going to stride there. And as his third action, he's going to take out a sling. Oh, yeah, he's going to use a move action to draw a sling. And that is his full turn.
And then he casts Fireball, and we're all dead.
Next is Bloodhound. What do you do? They do look
Okay.
aggressive, by the way.
I'm going to take an action to make this my hunted prey.
Okay.
And then can I ready actions in Pathfinder?
You can. It takes 2 actions to ready 1 action.
Okay. Then I am going to ready a what's my thing? It's called hunted shot or something like that.
Okay. Sounds good. Is that your
So
full turn?
if they shoot, then I'm going to take a the thing that I do on them.
Sounds good.
If they do the thing, I do the thing back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go to Agnes.
Okay, Agnes is gonna say, "Don't take your eyes off them." And then I would like to make a roll secretly.
Okay. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Oh, I think that's probably not gonna do it for me.
I think probably not.
Okay, then. Well, nobody notices that I didn't do anything. I'm going to move this way and I guess unsheath my weapon.
Okay.
And that'll be that.
Nice. After you take your turn, Agnes, the second hunter runs toward Bloodhound. And with a spear, attempts to strike. I'm sorry. They draw their spear as their second action. And then as their third action, they attempt to strike, probably a miss, with a total of an 11.
They miss.
All right, that is their turn. Next, we go to Mrs. Sprout.
All right. Mrs. Sprout, upon seeing the enemy attempt to attack, will stride adjacent. She will enter mountain stance as a second action. Oh wait, there we go. And then she will draw her fists as a free action. And she will
Just like that.
Yes, she will use flurry of blows. But my blows are falling stones. So how do I do this?
Your blows are falling stones?
Yeah, that's what it's called when I'm entering mountain stance and I attack. I'm attacking technically with I don't know that I've done both of these at the same time before.
This is exciting.
It is. Yeah, what does it look like?
So basically, her hands move crazy fast, and normally Mrs. Sprout does not move quickly. But like her fists are just like blurs, and it's almost in that blur like her fist you kind of see is like hardening into stone as it hits or tries to punch the enemy.
That's cool.
Combine their damage. Okay, so I make 2 unarmed strikes. So that's what I do.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
I roll with a +7 for the first one. And with a +5. Well, -5 +2 for the... Oh! Does a 14 hit?
Matches. Give me your damage.
Okay. That's a D10. No!
No.
It's a
That
D8.
looks like a D8.
But that's 5.
Okay. Oh, wrong one. Okay, next we go to the bottom of the round with Namir.
I cast Angelic Halo, so a wreath of flame appears around my head, and I look at the hunter that has gone off to the right and has drawn their sling, and I point at him, and I say, "Approach," as I cast command.
Ooh.
Dang. All right, we'll save.
Oh.
I think I did it.
No. Yeah, it meets it. It doesn't. It's not affected.
Okay. All right. Is that your full turn?
Actually. Okay. Yeah, that is my full turn.
Okay. Arleth looks at Agnes and says, "Shall we dispatch of this rude individual?"
I thought you'd never ask.
She strides over 15 feet, and then, with her bow drawn, let's see what she does. Alright, with one action, she is going to throw her bow into overdrive. She flips a little, like, switch on her bow, and these gears begin whirring. Yep. And her gizmos go into overdrive, adding power to her attacks. And she strikes. It's a +6. 18, that's a hit. Overdrive damage. total of 3. All right. That is her second action. Nope, that's her third action. Then we go to the hunter that was just hit. One for Agnes. No, it's gonna attack. Arleth just hit it. What does Agnes look like she's doing? Is she looking like she's getting ready to attack?
I mean, she just drew out a sword, so
Okay.
I think that might be not a good sign.
Okay.
But I did spend a whole turn rummaging in my bag, so.
I think she sees the sword as the more immediate threat. Like this person can handle a little bit of ranged attack if they take cover somewhere. But they look over at you, their eyes widen a little bit, and they aim their sling. Give it a little whirl. An attempt to strike. Sling is not loaded. Alright, that's +5. $22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Alright.
Meanwhile, my action triggers.
Ah. Okay, so Agnes takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage as a stone hits her. Go ahead, Bloodhound.
Ah! That really hurt.
That really hurt.
Does an 18 hit?
An 18 does hit.
Alrighty. They're gonna take 2 damage.
Yeah, they are. Alright. With their second attack, they're gonna stride 10 feet in and take a second attack using their sling at a -5 against you, Bloodhound.
That's fine. I'll dodge it.
Flat D20 roll. Oh! It's a nat 1!
Yikes.
They are a named character. So I am pulling
There
the
you go.
critical fail card. Critical fumble card. Very exciting.
That's a nice color of blue.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I'm about good blues.
Oopsie. You hit yourself instead of the target. So they wind up their sling. Let it go, and it just comes back and hits them in the forehead.
So sad.
Alright, damage. Damage. Watch this be max damage.
Ooh.
Still a lot of damage. And they just go, oof. That is their turn. We now go to Bloodhound. What would you like to do?
Okay, so remind me how multiple attack penalty works. So if I rolled a straight D20 and that's my third attack, then I would get the -10 on that D20, so the max I could roll is a 10.
So the first attack is everything
normal.
normal.
Yep.
It's plus your normal
Then
attack
the
bonus.
Then the second is
-5.
-5, and then the third and subsequents are -10.
Check your character sheet because rangers might be slightly different.
Mine
You
is
might have-
different. Mine is different on my hunted prey, so I go -3 and then -6.
Got it. Okay. But yes, normal is
But
-5
still,
then
like
10.
but still, it's just whatever your flat D20 is minus the attack penalty, right?
Correct.
So then there's no point of doing a multiple attack penalty against a guy if you can't on your max hit them.
Correct.
Okay. And if I move, am I provoking an attack of opportunity against this guy?
You will need to take that risk.
Okay, then here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna use attack 1 and 2 on this guy, and then I'll take that risk.
Nice.
All right, hit 1. Great.
Oh no. What was the total for
two.
that?
9.
Oh.
And
Oh, no,
then
you're
hit
good,
number
you're
2,
Hit number 2. Oof.
11.
11. All right. And then are you taking a step?
I am. This way.
Stride, stride, stride. You're not attacked.
Cool.
All right. We now go to Agnes.
Also,
Agnes is
Oh, I'm sorry.
just to address the multiple attack penalty thing, I just did the multiple attack penalty, and since I had a +6 to hit with the short bow, the second attack was just a -3 on that, so I still got a +3 to my d20.
That's how
Nice.
it should work.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that was what I was confusing then.
Okay.
Agnes is gonna say, "Fortune is not in your favor, sweetheart." And I'm gonna try to do a tumble through. So I guess I'm gonna walk up to this dude or dudess, whatever they might be, and do a
Acrobatics.
what is it? Acrobatics? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Boop boop boop. Okay. Come on, flexible. Let's go. Hope we stretch today.
Woo-hoo.
Oh.
A 10. I'm afraid you don't make it through their space, so you
I'm
stop
stopped there.
right there.
But that's okay. We're still gonna strike.
Ooh.
24.
24?
Yeah.
Jordan, that's a critical hit.
Oh, sick. Okay, so I push this critical button and see what happens.
There you go. What's that total?
Are you kidding?
Whoa! Wait, you get a what? That's so cool. You get an extra D8 when you critical hit.
I don't know why. It's just that's what the sheet said.
It's cause it's deadly.
Oh.
Why is
it's-
your rapier deadly?
I think it's pokey. I don't know.
So deadly
That's-
D8. That's a good
That's
crit.
so cool.
effect. All right, so that's a total of 9 damage. As you strike, this individual goes unconscious. They fall to the ground. Let's note that somewhere. And as this happens, it is now the other person. Or is that your full turn, Agnes?
I guess that was only 2 actions.
Was the tumble
Can I,
through a
like-
separate action from striding?
Tumble through is kind of like striding. You move up to your stride, and
Oh.
then you can try to tumble through somebody as part of the stride.
Gotcha.
So I would like to.
Ooh, I like that, Emma.
Can I?
The dead symbol.
Oh.
I would like to maybe hide behind something or get out of the line of sight of the other hunter.
Yeah.
I'll just move behind a mirror. That seems.
Okay, so I'll give you some cover for that.
First in a line. It's amazing.
That's fine with me.
And it is now the hunter's turn. Let's see. Let me get this right. So, as his companion falls, this hunter looks up at Mrs. Sprout, looks at the rest of the group and says, "Please, please, let me be. I'm sorry. I acted abruptly. We should not have made the choice to attack you. Please, spare us. Or spare me, at least. Mrs. Sprout, it is your turn. Would you all like me to take us out of combat? Are people still interested in attacking, potentially?
How many people have been hit? Just Agnes?
I think just Agnes.
Agnes has also killed someone.
I think Mrs. Sprout is willing to suspend combat.
Okay.
Her other option is to use non-lethal strikes on this enemy.
So this man takes his spear. I'm going to put it on the ground, please. Just let me speak. And he takes his spear, pointy end like down, and drops it. Takes his sling, drops it, and puts his hands in the air. Just to describe what he looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and give you an image so everybody can see this, because the artwork is beautiful. It's like really cool. So this is what he looks like. He's a tall, lanky humanoid with elven ears. He kind of looks like a half-elf, maybe. And he looks at all of you. Just says, I'm sorry, we acted hastily. Please, listen to what I have to say. Will you potentially let me go?
And why would we?
I'm sorry, what was that? I could not understand your thick accent.
And why would we?
Drew, please help me out.
And why would we?
And why would we? Okay, cool. Thank you. Let's see. Why can't I exit this?
I will say, as this conversation is happening, Namir is going to grab the spear and the sling.
I don't think Mrs. Sprout is interested in letting him go immediately, so she definitely would like to stand,
I got shot.
get
back
behind
there,
him so that we're sort of encircling him.
Okay. As you may I move your tokens around a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. So maybe Mrs. Sprout takes a step back. It looks like my game needs to be reloaded, so give me a moment.
Yeah, I did reload mine too.
Basically, Mrs. Sprout takes a step back, and this hunter steps in, and you can surround him, and he begins to explain that he's from a different tribe. He was sent here to hunt the animals in this area. I was sent here to hunt the animals in this area. My tribe is having a hard time finding food where we live. It's almost as if we have exhausted many of the resources that we used up there, and so my tribe needs food, my following needs food, and my friend and I were just here to investigate and grab food. Please, spare me.
If you cooperate, you will not die today.
Thank you. You are Broken Tusk, are you not?
And you are burning Mammoth, are you not?
Just like, he growls a little bit. Yes, I am Burning Mammoth. He gives all of you a glare.
I let the my halo of flame kind of flare a bit.
Okay.
And then say, "You must understand that we cannot let you go, and I'm sure you wouldn't want us to take your friend alone." Can I roll diplomacy? That'd be so cool.
Absolutely.
Okay.
As you, oh, go ahead.
Oh, here we go. Hey, that's not bad.
What was the total?
21.
21. All right. We are the most powerful following west of the Tusk Mountains. We've traveled far to get meat. But thank you. We appreciate that you will not outright kill us right now. May we check on my companion? Is she all right?
Well, I think a few of us have medical training. I suppose I could go take a look at her if you wish.
I would appreciate that.
Then I'll go and make sure she's not dead.
Mrs. Sprout's gonna stay very carefully watching this guy because she thinks this would be a really nice time to bolt if he were gonna bolt.
Give me a perception check.
Like, oh, please look at my friend, she's dying. Runs away.
Cool.
It's only 13.
I don't think that that he is attempting to run. It seems kind of like he's scared enough to stay in place. I mean, he literally just saw his friend get stabbed by a rapier and fall to the ground. He's chilling where he's at.
Just as like a show, I guess, because it's clear that she's unconscious and alive, I'm gonna go ahead and just cast Stabilize and like let some like red light like enter her body, and like I can say, hey, I've stabilized her, she'll be good for now.
Thank you. I do not
And
like your ways, but I appreciate your looking out for my friend. My name is Wola. This is Kukutsi.
It's clear that you're good.
go ahead. It's fine.
Oh, it's clear that Namir has like put on an air, and like Walla doesn't know Namir at all, so this wouldn't be clear. But since y'all have been around me enough, you like know that it is unusual for me to like have this much interaction for long, and I'm kind of just want to get away.
Okay. Go ahead, Agnes. What were you gonna say?
Well, like, I would kind of like to pull some people in our group aside and kind of, I don't know who that might be. Maybe, I guess Bloodhound and Miss Sprout are close enough. And just kind of point out the logic that if they go back to their tribe, that they're going to tell their tribe where approximately our tribe is probably located. And that could lead to problems, especially while we're like preparing and stockpiling all of these, great things.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Wipa just over there?
So Wipa is about an hour's walk away. Yeah. The Tapir Grove is about an hour away from where the camp is. You could walk them back.
Are we collecting food for? Collecting food for a festival, not necessarily like for the winter. Right
Correct.
now, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But it still would be like a lot of supplies, like a juicy target.
Yeah, I think Mrs. Sprout is gonna say, perhaps we can have them as a guest to our festival to ensure that they don't go home until after.
I would think that we would need to clear this with our elders. I know that the history between the Burning Mammoth and the Broken Tusk is tense.
I
agree. I say we let the elders deal with them.
Agreed.
am worried that we will let our past define our future.
When you say that, Wola gives a chuckle. Maybe we should. Filth.
Well, there's only one thing for certain. We cannot let them go now. We should walk them back to camp.
Throughout this conversation, you've been able to look them over, and they look like they have many of the, like, traditional garb that many of the Broken Tusk wear, but it's much more intense, much more violent looking. Like, everything is sharp, all the edges are sharp, all of the like, instead of gems that they've dug out of the ground, they might be wearing like teeth as a necklace, instead of furs that are seemingly used just to drape around your body for warmth. The furs have been fashioned into like this almost armor looking, like pauldron on the shoulders look. Everything is very warrior looking, and they have a lot of piercings. They have like many of the Broken Tusk, they have a lot of piercings, but their piercings in that these two are wearing, they elongate their face so that their face is like their earlobes have been stretched quite a bit. Their cheeks, they have piercings in them that like go vertically so that it looks like it makes their face longer. Everything about them seems tall and lanky, and they look like they would be dangerous in a fight, which, I mean, you all just had, but it seems like you caught them off guard. Yeah. So are we taking them back to the following?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we use rope to tie their hands?
Yeah. Arlith can offer some rope. Okay.
I'll offer to carry their weapons.
Sounds good.
I'm the one that is least able to use them, but I will carry them.
I say we steal their pants.
They are nice pants.
At some point in the walk, Mrs. Sprout was definitely interested in asking if they have been to the north.
To the north? Why would you want to go to the north? We're far north as you can get. Well, almost.
Are you saying you are not the ones to start the fires?
I don't know what you're talking
We
about.
didn't start the fire.
No, we
was
didn't
a
light it,
whisper.
but we tried to fight it.
What a good song. In addition, on our walk back, I would love to retreat into myself somewhat and refocus and regain my focus more.
Okay. We are not from too far north, but I suppose our encampments would be considered north of here.
So you have dealt with the ash in the river?
I don't know of any ash in the river.
Can I, like, is there an insight?
Yeah.
Check.
It's going to be perception against their will DC.
Okay. I will perceive. I will perceive 18.
So perceptive.
Yeah, they are almost undoubtedly telling the truth.
Oh.
They have not seen of, or at least paid much attention to any ash. And I think what you might interpret this as is like, typically they're farther upstream. And so if they're where the fires are starting, then the ash is going downstream. So theoretically, their water supply would be at least cleaner than where yours is. If they're
What
north of
about-
the fires?
What about the hunt and the game? Are you running out of options because of the fires up there?
I don't know what you're talking about with the fires. He's definitely lying when he says that.
The burning mammoth. The burning mammoths don't know about fires.
I was kind of hoping that, me being on fire a little bit would like build some rapport, but he said he didn't like it, so.
You're a funny cat man.
That's a. Namir's not sure whether he should be offended or not. And he just shakes it off and just focuses back on the road.
Yeah.
I prefer the term kitty boy myself.
I'd prefer you didn't refer to me at all right now.
You make your way back to camp, and Wipa greets you, along with Grandfather Awa, and I think a couple of the not security, but like a couple of the I played
Security
too
guards
much-
in police uniforms walk out.
I played too much Starfinder. Yeah, a couple of like bigger broken tusk, probably scouts, more
One
advanced
Tusker.
scouts. Yeah, I feel like Tusker's there too. Tusker's like, hello.
I'm a
You
friendship
bring me
bracelet.
prisoner.
I will assist you. And they walk them over to a separate area and tie them to like a post. Grandfather Awa goes to speak with them for a little bit. Wipa talks to you and explains that the decision is entirely up to the elders as to what happens. And then Grandfather Awa comes back and says, "Hello. Thank you for looking out for our following. I appreciate you protecting our people. The burning mammoth are historically dangerous to our following. It is nice to know that you have protected us from those of the burning mammoth who have spent some time scouting our lands. I have decided, along with the Council of Letsua, that we will be stripping them of their belongings, their weapons, and releasing them back into the wild to fend for themselves. We do not have any sort of ability to keep them here while we are preparing for the night of the Green Moon, and we cannot trust them, unfortunately. If these were less stressful times, if there were no fires, if there were no food shortages up north, and if our people were more abundant and able to take care of ourselves, I would invite them to stay. But for now, I feel we must release them. I do not want them around our people.
Mrs. Sprout is going to step forward and look quite nervous.
Okay.
And she's going to say, "With all due respect, Elder, I do not know how wise it is to release them before the festival."
And why is that? I respect your opinion and would like to know your reasoning.
Well, certainly when they are released, they will go back to their people, and they will know that we are preparing a great feast. They will know that we will be indispensed on that day. It is a day that we will militarily be weak.
Mrs. Sprout, you have sound judgment. Please give me a diplomacy check.
Uh-huh. With a +1.
Hell yeah.
I'll see how the die gods say.
Hey, 13.
13?
Is anybody jumping in to assist with Mrs. Sprout?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you
I
say?
would like to make a. I want to do like a reading. I want to like
Ooh.
speak to the cards, you know, and
Okay.
like. We must consult with destiny to find out
Oh,
what the best course is, surely.
Would you suggest your cards, Agnes the All-Seeing?
I would, in fact. Let me reach into my deck and see what the fates have in store for these two. And
I really want Jordan to have a physical deck of cards and have him roll a number, and he has to pull out a card and then like,
Yes.
explain how it would work.
That could easily be arranged.
I have a tarot deck I can send you.
Oh,
I've
shit.
got like 10 of my own, so we'll be just fine.
As you're like...
What I would
as-
like to do though is like a sleight of hand check to see if I can pull like a card with the meaning that I want.
Yeah, do it. As you're getting your cards out, Grandfather A was just like, All-Seeing. Agnes the All-Seeing. It has quite a nice ring to it. Looks to his left. Don't you think Letsua? Letsua, where did you go? I'm losing my mind in my old age.
Is it stealth or thievery or they're both
Ooh.
7, so I don't know if it matters.
You're good. It's gonna be thievery.
So I guess I'll pull out a card that has like, you know, a very like bountiful harvest. That's
Okay.
like, I think this speaks to the fact that, you know, keeping these strangers here is the best way to lead to us continuing to have a great night of the green moon. We wouldn't
Wow.
want to jeopardize that by releasing them too soon.
You speak the wisdom of the cards, young woman.
I am
Thank you.
just a conduit for destiny.
Ah, Agnes the conduit for destiny. I still like the all-seeing better. You may add a +2 bonus to your diplomacy check, Mrs. Sprout.
Why, thank you.
And then Namir, I know you had texted that potentially Namir would agree. Did you want to say anything, as well?
No, I think I'll step back. Other than just kind of nodding, as we're there explaining their rationale.
Yeah, Grandfather Awa looks at all of you and says, Point taken, young and not so young scouts. I appreciate all of your input. You are valuable members of our following. Letsua! 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 Come here, you old fool! And Letsua, like, hobbles over. It takes a good, 30 seconds to get over to you. And Grandfather Awa turns to Letsua. They're just murmuring to each other, so you can't
That's
hear each other.
incredibly good.
Thank you. We have decided to take your judgment into consideration. We will hold them here as guests to the night of the green moon. They will be stripped of their belongings. They will be stripped of any and all weapons that they have carried, and there will be a guard on them throughout the festival, but they will be invited to join us.
They also be stripped of their clothing.
That seems excessive, but I suppose we could consider it.
Namir just kind of drops the spears and the slings. He's been holding them for too long.
Tusker, would you pick those up? Yes. Tusker comes over and picks up the stuff, and
Thank you, large one.
oh, I see my friendship bracelet. He's like, okay, I'm gonna stop trying to play Dan's character. But you are able to get things situated with these two. They seem unhappy to be there, but like, it's better than being tied up, and they are being watched. Would y'all like to fast forward to the night of the green moon?
Yeah.
Sure.
How much do we get to rest before now and then? Because I desperately need some of that.
Yeah.
I have a D6 every day I can give you.
Oh, I can also just I'm gonna get some spell slots, I imagine, so I can give you a little healing.
I just like haven't healed the whole campaign pretty much, so I'm like down to I'm like only 9 down from my top, but it's still like, you know, I have 7 health left. I don't think that's gonna carry me through the
So, you are able to have a full night's rest. Feel free to mark off a long rest on your character sheet.
it only gives me 1 health.
Oh boy. Arleth
I-
can help you heal. Or Namir, if you have like magical healing, and then you can just rest and regain those spells, we could do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I accidentally only rolled 1d8, but I meant to roll 2d8 because I'm using my 2 action.
Okay.
Funnily enough, I actually healed more with the 1d8. So. Go ahead and regain 5 hit points.
Thank you
Okay.
kindly.
Okay, and then I can give you a 1d6 from my fruit.
I would appreciate your fruit.
Boom.
Oh, thank you. Now I'm back at full health for the first time since started the campaign.
Oh, I'm a liar. That's not how it works, but whatever. You're at full. I'm still getting used to how the spells work in this game, which is they're wonderful. It's better, but different.
So in the night, as you get ready for the night of the green moon, Grandfather Awa approaches you. And he says, "Please, if you would all join me, I have something to share with all of you." And he invites you to his tent, where he has a few other, like, high-ranked scouts who are spending time with him. They look to be maybe late 30s to middle age, anywhere in that range. They look to have a bit of experience. And Grandfather Awa invites you all to take a seat. And he said,
Tell us the moon is made of green cheese.
"How did you know? I've always suspected it was brie, but I've never been certain." So, in a small squat tent where he spends his evenings, the old man stoops beside his fire ring. His expressive face, wrinkled from many years of good humor, is now a portrait of sadness. "Come, sit," he says. He pokes the embers with a stick.
I had hoped you would never need to hear the story I am about to tell you. Or at least I would not be the one to have to tell it.
He offers a rueful smile.
How to make a long story short. I will try to put it simply. In the Ithgear, the before times, when my ancestors were young, we broken tusks were called the Burning Mammoths. Our migratory route was large then, as was our herd. We carried with us a powerful light, the primordial flame.
And he spreads the fire's coals wide into a wide, flat layer. In the center of the coals, a perfectly round pebble glows red hot.
Then, once I find my notes.
Sorry.
Where is it? Where's the next
Where-
page?
Where did I put it? Then, the great quake shattered the eastern lands.
He tips a large, jagged rock from the fire ring into the coals.
Far as we were, our people still felt the thundering hooves of the demon horde.
Earwigs and pillbugs scatter out of the hole left by the upturned stone, and he continues.
Our mammoth lords argued over what to do with the light.
Awa continues.
In the end, some of us took the primordial flame. We hid it where it would be safe.
With his stick, he separates a few coals from the rest, then moves the red-hot pebble next to the small group. The others
called us traitors and went east to face the demons, taking the banner of the burning mammoths with them. Weak but determined to carry on, we took a new name, the Broken Tusk. That was long ago, and much has happened since.
He drops his stick into the fire.
But now, the burning mammoths have returned, and in time for the night of the green moon. I cannot say what this means. My ancestors' spirits are silent, but my bones tell me this will not be a happy reunion. I am glad that you have the optimism to invite these burning mammoths into our festival. It is nice to see that fresh perspective. But I think we should all keep our wits about us as we proceed into this celebration, because burning mammoths being near may spell trouble for all of us.
And he thanks all of you for spending the time with him and bids you good night. You sleep in your own tents, wherever you stay, and you wake up the next morning, working your way with the following to the ceremonial site for the night of the green moon. The Ravenstone is now in place, all the stones are set where they should be, and everyone is gathering the supplies that they need in order to make sure that the festival can happen smoothly. During the afternoon before the ceremony, the Broken Tusks share a hearty meal of stewed meat and spirits. There are song singers, people take turns telling origin myths, and people talk about the first winter, which turned the whole world and even the moon above an ashen white. When spring finally came, the moon was so happy that she gave birth to a river of stars. This river, which many Hallett speakers call the Moon Tail, is still visible in the night sky from spring until autumn. Come winter, the moon protects her children by hiding them under a blanket of darkness.
and the night of the green moon celebrates the beginning of spring, when the tundra thaws to reveal green grass, and the moon uncovers her children. After the feast, Broken Tusks proceed as a group from their encampment over to where everyone goes through a series of sacred rites. There's a fire keeper. He lights a large bonfire in the middle of all the standing stones, around which all of you are asked to place the ceremonial water baskets that you filled at the Gornok River.
The fire is good.
He proclaims loudly.
We choose right by the grace of Sister Cinder's gift, fire. We know right from wrong, and we choose right.
And cheers erupt from the revelers. The firekeeper goes on to explain the role of the ceremonial water, which represents life. When combined with fire and water, it can produce good food like stew, though they aren't always conducive to one another. Placing too much importance on a single life or on the lives of a group can stifle the greater good. Water and fire are integral to the Broken Tusk way, and they allow the following to survive the harsh realities of the realm of the Mammoth Lord. And after these preliminary rites, everyone is left to go about their business. The standing stones of Rockloom rise from the plain, each animal sculpture glowing orange in the last flush of the setting sun. Grandfather Awa beams at the assemblage, his wrinkled face a bit more youthful with the addition of colorful paints. He stays silent for a moment, then, like thunder, he releases a guttural shout.
Ah!
He booms. The rest of the following shouts back in unison, then turns quiet again, and the old man smiles.
It is a good night.
He pronounces.
The green moon has graced us with good weather. The Gornok River has blessed us with water, and our scouts have honored us with good food. Tonight, we mark the moment winter turns to spring. We also mark the transition from friend to follower.
And the elder takes a handful of small tokens from Mammoth Lord Murthig.
Together, let us honor our newest tusks.
And the crowd whoops and cheers as he motions toward the newest members of the following. Some of you may even be among that group. After this happens, is there anything that you would all like to do? Is there any way that you would participate within this celebration, this ceremony? Is there anything you'd like to ask? Anyone you'd like to speak to? I'm curious.
Has Wipa had her child?
She is not. She's there and she looks a little bit miserable.
Like she's ready to burst.
I can't wait for them to be out. I can't wait for them to be out. I'm sorry, that was inappropriate. How are you, Bloodhound? Yes, I was speaking to you.
I am well. How are you?
I am ready for them to be out.
I can see that.
Thank you, I think.
Is there anything I can do to be of assistance?
Would you mind getting my partner for me? He's just that way.
Is there like a symbol like in Catholicism you fucking cross yourself? Is there like that for the Sister Cinder?
Sure, yeah. I don't know quite what it is, but
Oh,
it's like
thank the gods. I'll be
No.
right back.
okay. That's now the
We're just gonna do
holy
it all the
symbol of
time
Serenray. Serenray, I call upon thee.
Magic fingers.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's gotta go bottom up.
you're able to go and get her partner, and
Yeah.
he thanks you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was talking to my friend. I gotta. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful night. Enjoy the night of Green Moon. Bye.
And he like rushes over to his wife.
Do you know, like, there's like a couple of these scenes, but in the boys, how Black Noir just kind of like tilts their head and looks at people behind just like this face. This is the exact same thing that fucking Bloodhound's doing. Just
Yeah. You see Pakano approach you, Agnes.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, Pakano? It's been a long
you
time
know.
since we carried that water back.
Just waiting for the day that I get to make that speech that my grandfather made. Well, my grand uncle, I guess. Yeah.
Well, he is quite a bit older than you, so I think you've got quite a bit of waiting to do.
Oh, you know, I'll be the youngest heir of House Falcon in no time. You know
and
me.
Why is that?
I mean, it's in my blood, you know?
Oh, yes, I suppose. There are a great many things in your blood.
Like iron, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking more alcohol, but you know. That too.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go get some
I
drink. Have a good night. Bye.
enjoying the festival.
I mean, I
God's
guess.
be with you.
You know, it happens every year. Yeah. Sister's gonna be with you.
Is IMEC at the festival?
Yeah.
Sister's gonna be
so-
with you too. See you later, Agnes. Bye.
Disappears doing this. Go ahead, Con.
So, I have spent some time putting together a official teaching certificate, Scout
Oh.
Instructor certificate, and I have chosen my favorite yarn. It's purple and with blue threaded through it, and I've rolled the certificate and tied it with the yarn, and I'd like to find IMEC and present it to her.
Namir, this is incredible. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I'm a teacher. Does this mean I'm a teacher now?
The finest.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And she runs over to Arlith, who's nearby, and just shows Arlith. And Arlith gives you a nod and a smile. And she runs back to you and just says, "What are you doing for the night of Green Moon? Is there anything that you wanted to do? Did you want to hang out and talk about the animals? We could go see the herd. Maybe we could spend some time and grab a bite to eat. Did you want to maybe walk around a little bit? I could teach you something new if you wanted to."
I would love that, IMEC. Anything from my finest teacher.
Oh, great. And she, like, grabs your hand and runs over to Arlith, grabs Arlith's hand and, like, runs over to the nearest animal and, like, starts interacting with the animal. And is like, "See, if you stroke them this way along their neck, then they really like to, they like to relax. And if you scratch underneath their chin, they get really spunky. And they start to, oh yeah, they like that. They start to play." So you're having a good time. This is one of the giant tapirs that was over. No. It's probably like a little capybara type thing. Yeah.
Mrs. Sprout is concerned about being responsible for the flaming mammoth people.
Hmm.
So she is going to sort of silently centennial wherever they are being watched over as a second guard, but not as one that's apparent.
Yeah. You're able to just kind of take a good look and watch them. They seem to be very, like, with themselves. They're not venturing out and talking to other people. They are, it's like, they're kind of insular. They're acting in a very introverted way. And they seem to give, like, sneers here and there. Like, they're looking at everything that's happening, and they're just, like, kind of looking down on everybody.
Right. Mrs. Sprout stands still for so long that you probably would think she's just a bush.
after some time, you see kind of the crowd starts to calm down a little bit. People are sitting down now rather than dancing and walking around and talking to each other. They start to sit on their blankets, their furs, and Grandfather Awa is spending time with Letsua. I think you start to get the impression that Letsua and Grandfather Awa are like old friends. They have known each other since they were children, and it really starts to come out as they spend time together at the Night of Green Moon. You can see how they interact. It looks like how very good friends would interact. And Pakano steps up, loud enough for like a small-ish group to hear. Aren't you forgetting something, Grandfather Awa? And all of the eyes in that small group turn to Pakano.
Oh, we all wish we were forgetting something soon.
It's time, Grandfather. It's time to announce your successor, who will become leader of Falcon House. You are headstrong, Pakano. Sit down.
And Pakano, like, takes a step back.
Pakano, you are too hasty. Tonight is not for you, but for all broken tusks. How dare you interrupt this celebration? If not now, then when? And if not me, then who? Don't tell me you're actually mistaking these fools for true followers of the Broken Tusk.
And he points to all of you.
Sorry, Agnes. Maybe not you.
Awa just gives a stern glare, and Pakano whips his face toward the other people, his eyes like full of hatred, and he says, "You'll be sorry," and he growls. Then to everyone, he begins to launch into like a tirade. "You'll all be sorry!" And before he can finish his rant, a loud, oscillating cry interrupts him. In the darkness beyond the standing stones, a torch flame appears, then another, and several more. Give me a perception check.
Oh,
Why would we need to perceive anything right
God,
now?
is Pakano pulling a January 6th? What is going on?
Is this initiative perception?
I don't know, is it?
I don't know.
Can you tell me?
I don't know, but it's a 21!
15.
Wait, what happened to my roll? It just got eaten.
Are you
Everyone.
suggesting that I could make initiative with something other than perception if I wanted to?
Yes.
Yes, most commonly would be stealth or perception.
Yeah, I'm gonna do stealth for sure.
Emma, are these rolls going to you for some reason? Because I hit the roll button and they just disappear.
I don't see yours, Bloodhound.
You may just have to reload.
Okay. Time to refresh the page.
And, let's go ahead and pull this up.
I have to turn this music down because it's stressing me out.
Everyone,
It's rising.
everyone, you look into the darkness beyond the trees, beyond the standing stones, and a torch flame appears, then another, and then several more. And everyone, including Pakano, look around in confusion. Murmurs wrestle throughout the following, and someone begins yelling. Monstrous faces covered in blood-red markings emerge from the fiery darkness. And from that moment, everything else is a blur, as a wave of hunters run into the celebration. And that's where we'll call session for tonight.
Oh no.
I am.
Thank you so much,
ready.
everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream. Thank you for being here.
Nice stream.
Bye.
Bye!
Sister Cinder be with you.